What's going on, guys? Today I want to give you some free game when it comes to creating the perfect offer for your cold DMs. So the first one is going to be know your audience. And I speak about this a lot in my past videos, but it's super important. If you don't understand your niche's wants, needs, and desires, it's going to be hard to actually come up with the perfect offer. You're going to end up not trying, you're just going to end up guessing, and chances are you're not going to guess right on the first try. So you want to understand their pain points, you want to research their goals, and you even want to try to understand some of their lingo. So I've linked this document called How to Do Market Research with AI. And basically what it is, it's these 7 prompts that I came up with that you can plug into ChatGPT. And by doing this, you'll gain a ton more insights into your niche and what they're actually wanting. So the second one is make your offer so good that they feel stupid for saying no. And I know you must have heard this a million times out of Alex Hormozi's mouth, but it's true. You want to offer immediate value, so this could be in the form of quick wins, exclusive info, or free resources. So let's just say, for example, you're reaching out to real estate investors. You can mention something like, I have a list of 20 off market properties in your area. Are you interested? And as you can see, if you were a real estate investor, that would be deemed as valuable. Whereas if somebody just reached out to you saying, like, I can get you more properties in the next 30 days. So then you want to be specific and you want to talk about results. So you don't want to have a vague message. For example, I can help you get more qualified leads in 30 days, because that doesn't really tell them much. It's like, okay, what type of leads are we talking about here? Are these motivated seller leads? Like, are these abandoned buildings? Like, what are these? So you want to be more specific. And I'll give you an example. So I can get you 3 off-market properties in your area without cold calling or driving for dollars. Now you're probably wondering, well, what's driving for dollars? And that actually goes back to my point of using their lingo. So a real estate investor they would understand what driving for dollars is. And if you've never heard that term before, basically all it is them getting in their car, driving around areas where they know there's undervalued properties, and basically taking down, addresses and trying to find out who the owner is so they can actually contact them and make an offer. So number 4 is going to be use a risk reversal or a guarantee. So I'm not a big fan of guarantees, just because you can't you can't guarantee results unless you've ran that same campaign a million times and you know for a fact you're going to at least get them X amount. I wouldn't suggest using a guarantee. So I would actually suggest using a risk reversal. So it makes your offer a lot more sexier than the next guy or girls. And you can mention something like only pay after closing. Or if you're going to use a guarantee, you could say, we guarantee 2 new clients in 30 days, or we'll send you $1,000. But that kind of guarantee, if someone takes you up on it, it's like you better hope that you know how to get them 2 clients for sure, not just a guess. So I wouldn't recommend mentioning something like that in your offer if you're a beginner. Or you could say try it for free for 7 days, and if you like it, we can talk further. So number 5 is you want to use scarcity or urgency. So you want to create some type of FOMO. And if you're not familiar with that term, that means fear of missing out. So you could say something like, we're only taking on 5 clients this month, and 2 spots have already been taken. So if your offer is actually good and they're actually interested in what you have to say, by adding this little line at the end, we're only taking on 5 clients this month, yada, 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 they might be thinking, oh, well, if I don't get in now, it's like it might be too late. So it kind of pushes them over the edge a bit. Or you could say something like, I'm sharing this list of off market properties with just 3 investors. Let me know if you're interested. Because clearly they know, like, you're not just reaching out to them. And if you're only sharing it with 3 investors, it's like they better grab a spot, while they can. So number 6 is you want to keep it short and conversational. So nobody's gonna read, a message, especially a DM that's 3 and 4 paragraphs long. Like for example, I was just going through my Facebook messages, and I saw that I had some message requests or whatever they call them. So I was looking through them, and then I saw there's like that little box where you can see like these spam messages. I was like, okay, let me just take a look at these. I was like, let's see what I'm receiving here. I opened up this one, and this woman sent me a message so long that I couldn't even read all of it. So there was like something at the bottom of the screen that was preventing me from actually reading her whole message. It was almost, I don't even know how many paragraphs it was. I stopped reading. Like I was actually laughing at how long it was. So just keep in mind, you're not sending an email to the president. So you don't need to try to use like all these big fancy words and try to sound like try to make them think, oh, this person's so smart. You just want to make it easy to read and you don't want to use any technical jargon. So the people that you're reaching out to, they're not marketers. So you don't want to be talking about like optimization or CAC or KPIs or ROI. They might understand ROI because that's kind of like a general business term. But other than that, it's like you're just going to lose them there. You can't expect that they know exactly what you're talking about. You just want to keep it, at like a grade 9 reading level to where it's like, if you walked into, your local coffee shop and you told them your offer, they would understand exactly what you're saying. And then, like I mentioned, you want to keep it short. So you don't want to be like, "Good afternoon, John. My name is Eric and blah 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 and this is my company." It's like that's not needed and he doesn't even care about that. Instead, you want to have something like, "John, I can bring you 3 off-market properties in your area without cold calling or driving for dollars." So there it is, short, sweet, simple, and it tells him exactly how he can benefit from working with you. So number 7 is you want to track your metrics, you want to test and refine your messaging. So at the end of the day, if you're not tracking your messages or your DMs sent, your responses, your pitches, replies, and all that stuff, it's going to be hard to actually, know where your messaging and your offer is breaking down because it'll be easy to just get in your feelings like, oh, all of a sudden it's like, okay, my script's not working. I got to change it. But it's like, okay, you only sent, 100 messages for 2 days. And just because you didn't get many replies, it doesn't mean that you need to go in and start changing things. But the only way that you can know whether you need to change something or not is by actually tracking the metrics. So what you want to be tracking is like the number of DMs that you sent, how many people responded, how many pitches you sent out to those people, how many of them replied positively, how many of them actually were pitched. So maybe all the people that, well, not all of them, but maybe out of the 100 people that you reached out to, maybe 25 of them were the wrong target, like weren't even the right person. So obviously you didn't get to pitch them. Then you want to be recording like, okay, so out of my 100 or not 100 meetings, sorry. We all wish we had 100 meetings. But so out of, like all your messages sent, if you sent 100, like how many meetings were booked out of that? Because you need to track all these little metrics. That way you can come back at the end of the month or after you've sent maybe 1,000 messages. You can look at the data and be like, okay, now I can see where things are breaking down. They're 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 sorry about that. They're responding to my opener, but maybe when I'm pitching them, that's where they're dropping off. So now you know, like, okay, let me just go back and do a little bit more market research, and let me just play around with what I'm saying as my offer, instead of just scrapping everything all together and saying, okay, I'm going to start all over again. Because if you just keep starting all over again and you're not tracking anything, you're never going to get anywhere. So I've also linked this tracking sheet down below, and basically you just plug in your information. I'll open it up and I'll actually show you what this looks like. So basically, let me just move myself out of the way. So basically here you would just track the number of prospects you contacted, how many of them responded. This will automatically be calculated, so I'll show you what this looks like. So let's just say you sent 230 DMs today. And let's say 34 people responded. So now you can see like your response rate to your opener is only like 14.78%. So right there you can see like, okay, maybe I can improve my opener a little bit. but that's just kind of just a little side note. So now let's say you pitched, out of those 230 people, let's say you got to pitch 31 people. And out of those 31 people, let's say 6 of them replied positively. Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong one. So let's say you pitched 31 people and this total pitch replies. So let's just say out of those 230 people and the 31 that you pitched, let's say 12 of them said, I'm not interested. But 6 of them were interested and actually replied positively. So now you can see your lead to pitch rate is 19.35%, and your lead to pitch reply is 50%. So it's super crucial that you're actually tracking your data like this. So now, in my situation, I call my leads. Like if somebody replies positively, I call them up. I'm not trying to play this game where, oh, let me send you my Calendly link and hope you book. Because in my eyes, it's like I'm not trying to hide behind a computer. Like, yeah, I'm sending DMs, but that's just because that's where they are and that's how I can get their attention the quickest. Once they raise their hand and say like, oh yeah, I'm interested, I'm picking up my phone, I'm finding the business owner's name, and I'm calling them. So let's just say you ended up calling, I don't know, 10 leads for this example. And out of those 10 leads, let's say 7 of them picked up. So now we can see our answer rate is 70%. So out of those 7 people that picked up, let's say you book 3 discovery calls. So now you can see your call CVR is 42.86%. So by tracking these types of numbers, you can really see like, okay, what am I doing right versus what am I doing wrong? And then once you have like a whole month of data like this, you can really see where things are starting to break down. So that's all I got for this video, guys. I hope it was valuable, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.